Hello and welcome. Today we're doing a minor service on this Golf 5 GTI behind me. This is my new daily driver and yeah, it's due for a service. It needs a minor service. Now of course I can take this car to VW and they will charge me slightly over 2 grand to do this, but I think that if you have a couple of basic tools at home and you're a car enthusiast, that you should really know at least how to do a minor service on your car, because it's such a common requirement depending on what mileage you have or the service intervals. Like with this car, it's every 15,000 kilometers or once a year. It's something that your car will constantly need done, and it's worth your while to invest in the tools and learn how to do a minor service yourself on your car. That's exactly what we're going to do. The tools required for this job is very basic. You essentially just need some hand tools, you need a car jack of course, and you need jack stands. We'll go over a little bit more detail later on how to secure this car properly on the stands. And in the parts, I bought all the parts. I bought the Sump plug washer from VW, I bought the oil filter from VW, and then I just got the oil, which is, I'll show it to you guys, it's just Castrol Edge. So it's this bottle, it's a 5W40, that's the spec for this car. So I just got the oil. Oil was about 600 bucks. So for about 800 bucks you can have all the parts, and it will take you like less than an hour to do this job. Let's get into the DIY. Okay guys, before we get into the oil change, I just want to jack up the car and just show you some of the safety precautions that I have in place so that this car don't fall on me. So let's have a quick look as to where you actually need to jack the car up. So I've already jacked the car up on the one side now. So as you can see, I'm using a 1.5 ton jack, which is a cheap jack, but it will do the job for now. And if you look over here where my thumb is, so over here, that's the jack point for this car. But what I've done is I've jacked the car up slightly behind the jacking point, because I actually need to get this jack stand in, which we have insecure. So this entire piece over here till about here at the back, so from here to here, is double reinforced. You can feel if you jack the car up that this piece is much thicker than that piece. You'll feel it's almost triple. This is a triple piece and that feels like a double piece thickness. So just make sure that you secure the car properly. I'll jack the car up now on the other side, but you really want to do a test to make sure. Like, I'm actually going to take my hand now. I know the car is really dirty, but you know, when I push the car's not moving because it's secure on that jack stand. Now with this car, I have seen people jack the car up on the lower control arm. Oh sorry, jack the car up at the jacking point, but then they put the stand by the lower control arm. Now that is something I don't recommend. There's many mechanics and DIY mechanics over the world that have died with cars falling on top of them, and it's very dangerous. So if you don't have the right equipment, or you don't have a level ground where you can jack the car up properly, you do need to make sure the handbrake is up as well. If you can't jack the car up properly, don't even try this, because if this car is going to fall on you while you're underneath the car, it's death. This is not really something that you get an injury from, it's death. So this is a disclaimer as well for us. We don't take any accountability if you injure yourself or if you die. So the first tool that we're going to need is this T15 Torx, and this we're going to use to remove the engine cover below the car so that we can actually get to the sump plug and start draining the oil. So let's get to it. Okay guys, so over here we have the engine cover at the bottom removed. That's actually the only part you need to remove. So this is the first time I'm doing an oil change on this car. This is the front part of the spoiler, which I just removed now, but yeah, you don't need to remove that at all. Okay, so now we're at the bottom of the car, and this is actually why we removed the cover, because we want to get to the sump plug washer over here. And we're going to start the car now, just let the oil warm up a bit, and then we're going to drain the oil by removing the sump plug. Okay guys, so we're at the bottom of the car now. I'm using my 19 socket and I'm using a T-bar because the sump plug is so tight that I had to actually use a lot of force. You're supposed to torque this 40 Newton meters, but this felt like 120 Newton meters. Now you must be careful when you put a new sump plug in here, which we're going to do, that you must not over tighten the sump plug. It's supposed to be between 30 and 40 Newton meters, or you can just hand tight till you feel it's a little bit tight and you can give it a little bit more squeeze, but you definitely don't want to use all the energy you have to secure the sump plug, because if you strip it inside, well, you can either put on a new sump, which is a lot of effort, or you can bore the thread bigger, which is also a lot of effort. Got my bucket obviously here just to catch the oil. This can become a little bit on the messy side, so you know, just have your rags, newspaper, whatever, just have it ready. I really hope this sump plug is not stripped inside. It doesn't feel stripped, but damn, it's taking long to come out, eh? Okay, here we go. Okay, we had a little bit of spillage here. I'll clean up now. But for now, you can relax. Grab a coffee, grab a beverage. This is going to take some time. We've got the oil drained out now. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to replace the sump plug. And the sump plug that I've bought is the OEM sump plug. Like you can see over here, this is the sump plug from VW. And it already comes with its own washer. So all you have to do is you just have to put the new sump plug in. Some people replace the sump plug as a standard practice, some people don't. Well, I'm going to replace the sump plug today because this thing is about 30 bucks, and I think I can afford 30 bucks to do a oil change on this car for a new sump plug. But yeah, let's go for it. I'll clean this sump on another day. Not leaking oil, but it doesn't look great either. So you're supposed to torque this 30 Newton meters. So I don't have a torque wrench with me, but I will go the full depth that I can go, and then I'll just give it a light squeeze, not a big squeeze, just a light one. Okay, so that's as far as it can go, and then I'll just go one. I'm satisfied that that's tight enough. Okay, clean up here. Okay, next up we are going to remove the oil filter. Okay guys, so up next we are going to remove and replace the oil filter. So the first thing that we have to do is we have to unscrew this little guy over here, and once we've unscrewed it over here, what we need to do is we just need to drain the last bit of oil that's still in the oil filter. Now I do not have the VW tool to do that, so I'm just going to use a flat screwdriver. So all we're going to do now is we're just going to take the flat screwdriver and just press lightly. Just get some of that last oil out. Didn't expect that, almost fell on the camera. After we have drained all the oil from the oil filter housing, we're actually just going to leave this cap off, and we're going to continue just to remove the oil filter. Now I'm using a 36mm socket here. This socket I had to buy specifically for this oil filter housing, because it's a very irregular size for a complete toolbox that you would normally buy for a DIY type of toolbox. So I had to go out and get this. Just got some newspaper here, some extra oil dripping out, but this is safe to take out. It shouldn't be that tight. Ah, there we go. So the nice thing about this socket, using this 36mm socket, is that you actually don't need to use the oil clamp tool. Oil filter housing clamp tool. That thing can be a pain in the ass to work with. So this is much easier. You just turn it loose and the entire assembly will come out like this. I'm just going to clean it up inside there now as well with a clean paper towel. And over here you can see this is our dirty old oil filter that we're going to replace now. So we've removed the oil filter housing now, and what we need to do is we just need to reset this plug over here. So what I do is I just pull it slightly to the back, and then we've reset it. And here's the oil filter that I've removed, and this unit did not come out. It looks like it's actually just one single unit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my new filter now, and before I put the filter in, I'm actually just going to put the seal in. Okay, so this filter that we have over here, okay, so both sides are the same, and this filter, I can tell you, the one that we're removing here is a non-OEM filter. It says top Ren on there. So obviously this car, its last service was not at VW. In actual fact, I know its last service before this was not at VW, and they've used the non-OEM filter. Now the problem with this is that it will work fine, but these cars are renowned for oil pressure problems, and after a while the oil pickup can also become clogged, and that's normally when your light will come on, or the oil pump will be faulty, and then you will have problems. So I would say that when it comes to the Golf 5 GTI, you shouldn't skimp on the type of oil that you use, and you shouldn't skimp on the oil filter. I mean, you can buy all of these parts like I've done now for under 1,000 Rand. The oil is 600, the filter with a Sump plug washer is under 250, and you know, then you've got OEM parts in the car, the right specification. So I'm obviously going to use the OEM filter, which I've bought now. Before I do that, I'm just going to remove the seal that's in there, and then I'm going to replace this new seal that we have over here. And the key with this seal is, I'll show you, it's got a little tab over there, and this tab must be facing upwards. So I'm going to use my pliers now. I'm just going to grab the tab, pull it slightly. Although we're not going to reuse this thing, I don't need to be aggressive about it. I don't want to mess oil all over the place, yeah. So I'm just going to take it out. And before I put the new seal in, all I want to do is I actually just want to get rid of all of this old oil that we have over here. So I'm going to get some paper towels, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give this oil filter housing a nice clean inside, you know, nice clean inside. It's pretty okay. Just want to get in there. Okay, that looks fine. I'm pretty happy with that. Put that aside. So you don't have to do this, but what I have over here, I just have a little syringe, and inside this syringe is the new oil, this 5W40 Castrol Edge. So what I'm going to do is I'll just, oopsie, that's too much. So I'll just put a little bit, you know, just on the edges over here, just to lube up the seal, and then I'll just move the oil around, so just to make sure that the new seal is nice and lubed up. And then what I do is I'm just going to seat it in there and just make sure that it's seated all around firmly. So you can use your finger and your index finger, and then you can just press the seal nicely down just to make sure that it's evenly distributed. And then I'm going to take my filter and just going to chuck it in here. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to fill the housing with some oil, and that's going to show me two things. A, it's not going to leak at the bottom, so that I know I've pressed this plug in, so that's not a problem. When I start up the car, I don't have oil leaking all over the place. And then on initial start, I just want some lubrication in the oil filter, so the oil filter is not dry. Okay, so I'm going to take my oil over here. Just gonna pour some oil in. And I'm quite satisfied with that. If I lift the housing up, there's no oil leaking at the bottom. This oil filter is good to go. Okay guys, so we've got the oil filter into the new housing. I've got a paper towel here. I'm just giving everything a nice rub, just to get it as clean as I can. And I think that's pretty much fine, eh? That's okay. That's going to be absolutely fine. And so now what we do is we take the new oil filter that's in the housing, and we just need to make sure that we actually get it on properly onto the thread, so that we don't cross thread it. Just be careful. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, cool. So you got some grip over there, and VW, they've been generous enough to tell us the torque setting. So on here it says 25.5. Again, like I said earlier, I don't have a torque wrench, so I'm going to tighten this by hand. And then I'm just going to give it one slow turn. Okay, very satisfied with that. Take my wrench, make sure I'm in clockwise, and there we go. And I'm just going to give it a small turn. Okay, we're not yet tight, we're not yet tight. Yeah, so give it a little bit more. Yeah, I'm satisfied with that. So that's definitely not too tight. So what I'm going to do with the car, before I put the engine cover back, I'm just going to start the car, and after I put the new oil in, just to make sure that I don't have any oil leaks. I shouldn't have, but I didn't use a torque wrench now, so I'm just going to double check. We're just tightening this screw back. I'll use a rag just to get some more leverage and grip. That's pretty cool. There we go. Happy with that. So we can pour the new oil in. This car takes 4.6 liters. I'll pour in 4 liters first, and then I will check the level and adjust accordingly. Okay, so we're almost at the end now. The sump plug washer has been replaced. The oil filter has been replaced. We've also replaced the seal. We've put the new seal in that comes with the oil filter. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to put the new oil into the engine. And what I'm going to use is, I'm just going to use this funnel, and that's just to make my life a little bit easier. You don't have to, but that's just to ensure that we don't miss. Stick the funnel over there, grab the oil. And then we just start pouring. And there we have it. I just filled the car now with just over 4.5 liters of oil. I'm going to take it for a quick drive. I'm going to monitor the oil levels just to make sure that I have the oil level under max and that I don't throw in too much oil into the car. And that is the end of our DIY tutorial today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope that you are also inspired to do the job yourself on your Golf 5 GTI. And it's really not that hard. You need a couple of tools, you need an hour or so, maybe a little bit more if it's your first time. And yeah, do your own maintenance on your car. There's I think as a car guy, there's nothing more rewarding than actually working on your car yourself and skipping the dealership. My name is Kurt from wheelindex.co.za.